Mina was a kind old woman living in a beautiful green village. She was loved by all her neighbors. Children often came to listen to her wonderful tales. She prepared healthy soups for anyone who fell ill in the village. Whenever the villagers faced problems, they came to her for advice. She was known as the wisest woman in the village because of her great wisdom. Her home was always busy with visitors, but she had no children of her own. She had grown used to living alone. Yet she never felt lonely, because the villagers loved her deeply and saw her as their mother or grandmother. But there was one thing that made her sad: her wrinkled face, her aged appearance. She often looked in the mirror and sighed. My youth slipped away while I was working under the hot sun in the fields, earning my living. I never had the chance to enjoy the beauty of my younger days. These words were her nightly whispers before falling asleep. One evening, as she was about to rest, Mina noticed a bright shadow outside her window. She curiously opened it and was amazed to see a beautiful fairy smiling warmly at her. "Hello, dear lady," the fairy said kindly. "Tonight I am here to grant you one wish." Mina's eyes widened with excitement. Without hesitation, she exclaimed, "Dear fairy, please bring back my youth. Make me young again." The fairy lifted her magic wand and with a gentle wave touched Mina. In an instant, the old woman was transformed into her 20-year-old self, young, radiant, and full of life. The next morning, Mina walked happily into the village. She felt light on her feet, running swiftly through the stony paths, her heart bursting with joy. But to her surprise, the villagers didn't recognize her. They looked at her as a stranger. Nobody greeted her warmly. The children no longer gathered to hear her stories. People didn't come to her for wisdom or advice. Mina's heart sank. She was young and beautiful again, but terribly lonely. She missed the days when the villagers surrounded her with love, respect, and warmth. That night, she sat silently by her window, staring into the darkness. She whispered to herself, "Youth and beauty cannot bring true happiness. Real happiness comes from within, from people's smiles, their love, and their trust." Suddenly, the fairy appeared once more. With gentle eyes, she asked, "Are you happy with your wish, Mina?" Mina shook her head sadly. "No, I was wrong. I should have been grateful for who I was and what I had. Please change me back to my old self. That was my real happiness, though I didn't realize it." The fairy smiled softly and waved her wand again. In a moment, Mina was back to her true self, her wrinkled face, her old familiar hands. But this time, she felt joy instead of sadness. She thanked God for her wrinkles, for they were not marks of loss, but signs of respect, love. Let's learn new vocabularies from the story. Wrinkled, having lines on the skin due to age. Appearance, the way someone looks. Fields, open land used for farming. Grant a wish, to make a wish come true. Radiant, shining, glowing with beauty. Lonely, feeling sad because you are alone. Respect, admiration given by others. Grateful, thankful, showing appreciation. Surround, to be all around someone. Trust, strong belief in someone's honesty. Idioms and expressions slip away. To disappear gradually, used for youth, time. Heart sank, to suddenly feel sad or disappointed. Light on her feet, moving quickly and easily. If you had one wish, what would you ask for? Write me in the comments. True happiness comes from within. Real joy comes from the heart, not outside things. If you enjoyed the story, like, share, and subscribe for more English stories and lessons.